Today's subject is Maggie, a movie that gets points for being pretty unique. Sure, we've had zombie movies before, and we've had terminal illness-themed tearjerkers before. Heck, the last movie I reviewed was one of those. But I haven't really seen the genres combined, and certainly not with such strange casting. Yes, Maggie is definitely one of a kind. If you ask someone, "Hey, have you seen that new zombie-themed indie tearjerker drama starring Arnold Schwarzenegger?" They aren't going to be like, "Which one?" No, there's only one zombie-themed indie tearjerker drama starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, and it's this movie. Props for standing up. This movie is set sometime during the last days of a zombie apocalypse. The infected are in the process of being rounded up, put into quarantine, and killed. With the zombies under control, life is beginning to return to normal. Unfortunately, some stragglers remain, and Arnold's daughter, the title character, is bitten and begins the slow process of turning into a zombie. Here we have the central dilemma of the movie. What does Arnold do with an infected daughter who he loves? Does he keep her around and watch her turn into an undead cannibalistic killer? Does he turn her in to be put down? Does he kill her himself? I have to say, it's a pretty interesting premise. Unfortunately, this movie has some problems with the execution. The biggest one is Schwarzenegger himself. He's pretty miscast. You hire Arnold to fire machine guns, snap necks, and say corny one-liners. You don't hire him to cry. The type of zombie movie he belongs in is Battle of the Damned, not Maggie. He just doesn't have the emotional range to play a heartbroken man in the middle of a horrifying moral dilemma. As a result, it's really hard to connect with his character. Another problem I have with the movie is that there's this very weak attempt at adding a subplot about a doomed romance between Maggie and another infected kid. This storyline doesn't get started until the hour mark, and it has so little effect on the rest of the movie that it all just feels like irrelevant padding to stretch the movie out to 90 minutes. It doesn't fit at all. It feels about as forced as a fifth Terminator movie. The ending's an issue too. I found it to be anticlimactic. The emotional core of the movie is Arnold's love for his daughter. So the fact that the resolution to the zombie dilemma didn't involve any action on his part left me feeling unfulfilled. Though I was thankful it didn't go the silly Star Trek V route like I was expecting it to, and have Arnold mercy kill Maggie only for a cure to be found shortly after. I don't want to seem overly negative here. There's stuff to like. Abigail Breslin was effective in the role. Even though you can't feel anything for Arnold, you can feel for her. The rundown rural community setting was a nice touch too. I liked the place's sad, broken atmosphere. It was a good way to help the movie feel like it was set at the tail end of a natural disaster without showing a lot of explicit destruction. Sometimes the simple approach is the best approach. Sometimes just showing empty roads and abandoned machinery in a gray color scheme signals disaster more impactfully than endless scenes of CGI buildings collapsing. Overall, I liked the concept here, but it deserves better than the inconsistent treatment it was given. I'm giving Maggie a 5 out of 10.